0.5% of fresh water is actually what's available to us on planet Earth. And 898 trillion gallons of water is being used by almost the top 10 countries in the world. Yet there's about 2.1 billion kids and women and all human beings that you probably are aware or not aware of that don't even have access to clean drinking water. Yet if you look at the technologies that are available to us, it's very archaic, extremely cost prohibitive, and extremely manual. You still have people driving 3 hours, going and collecting water samples, and then doing their extensive lab testing, only to get data in 7 days. You can't act on what you don't measure. And most importantly, how are you going to increase water reuse? How are you going to increase water recycling? We need a solution that's truly affordable, accessible, accurate, and most importantly, something that we can put our hats on and believe the water that we drink. Welcome to the future of water intelligence. What we have accomplished at KETOS is one of the first in the industry, and we need a lot more of this, but one of the first in the industry to really take the power of robotics, automation, AI, material science, data science, and IoT to bring about this amalgamation that truly makes a difference in understanding water data today. So Mark, to all your points, I was like, check, okay, data, check. But at the end of the day, people think, as soon as they think about water, they go, oh, here's another nonprofit. And that was one of the first things I encountered when I started this company 9 years ago. And it feels like a couple of decades as an entrepreneur. But what's more important is it's a very, very lucrative industry, and I'll show you why, too. So it's not just about the societal impact, but it's the trifecta. And at KETOS, we actually report on not only financial metrics, but also our impact metrics. This solution is a robotic system. You can actually carry this single system. This robotic system and this entire tech stack has been built by KETOS, all the way to the layer of where we are able to give them predictive insights to clients today. We are monitoring 45 billion gallons of water in the last 6 years that we've been commercially deployed. We are deployed in 8 countries as of 2024. We are established across industrial clients, mining being one of the leading sectors, and including agriculture when you're thinking about food safety, as well as public health when you're thinking about municipalities. We've generated proprietary high caliber 282 million insights to be exact. And we've been able to reduce about 2,400 metric tons of carbon in just the few years that we've started deploying the solution. Our goal is not only to make innovation or develop innovation in the technology side, but it's also to change the business model that's existed. For decades, behemoth water companies have owned capital, heavy infrastructure, and really deployed sort of like these handheld probes. Those days are gone. Dip a probe, see the color change, and woohoo, there might be something wrong with water. We're actually doing real-time intelligence across surface water, groundwater, drinking water, produced water, and oil and gas, as well as wastewater. And our goal is how do we help clients get to net zero benefits, but also establish massive restoration in lakes across the board. We serve in industries, as I already mentioned, but more importantly, how do we empower operators to have data anytime, anywhere at your fingertips? And the business model is we own the equipment. We own it, we service it, we maintain it. You focus on the data, we focus on the technology, and how can we make a difference together? You no longer have to worry about, is the technology going to be obsolete? These are just the 36 contaminants that we've been able to innovate and measure and detect today like no other solution in the world. I can tell you exactly how much arsenic is in that water, the bottle that you were all drinking. And that's down to 1 part per billion level of toxicity. Not an estimation, but a prediction and forecasting potentially someday. Here's a quick example of a customer impact. In less than 3 months or even within a year, we can get to complete 0 violations of discharging water back into the environment. You're able to get 40% labor efficiency and at least an average of 300% to 400% increased visibility. And most importantly, one of the large chemical companies that used us, we were able to avoid 3 violations, which is shocking. And this is a number I was telling you about an exploding market. And my mission is to create safer and sustainable communities around the world. And lastly, I know I'm over time, but as a child who grew up in India and had access to 1 hour of water up to 15 years of my life, and had almost 14 waterborne illnesses by the time I was 15, the vision of KETOS is to really potentially prevent a disease outbreak with the terabytes of data that we can collect in the eventual world. Thank you.